Kalimera, Namaste, hello. I invite you to come to the island that I grew up, which is the island of Crete, and is the land of Crete, as Homer would call it. It's a very special place. Energetically, it's a very special place. And the things that I have experienced there always supported me and gave me a good basis for my adventures in yoga, really, because I feel that we need this place that we call home. It can be external, it can be internal, but sometimes the external world so much suggests and supports the internal quest. And there's a couple of places in the world that are really conducive to that. We can call them the blue zones of the world, or the really the epicenters of spiritual growth. Ancient Greece, as well as Egypt, as well as, of course, India, have been the womb out of which the knowledge and the wisdom that we share as mankind grew out of, and we today can participate in really experiencing that kind of energy field, and I would like to call it really that way. And what I mean by that is it seems that everything there, that's how I experience it, has been touched by the spirit. It is like the landscape, the structures, the nature itself. Is it by the rocks? Is it through the sea? Is it through the canyons? Is it through the crass contrast of very mountainous, high areas to sea, and really also the colors that go with it? That has been always most inspirational to feel at least more connected, that something is there that is not obvious by the first glance, but it's there. So this whole landscape and the whole place supports that kind of awareness, that kind of conception. And I'm not the only one. The land of Crete, or the island of Crete, has been home to seekers and to travelers. Is it Odysseus or is it the hippies? Even Osho came to Crete. What's his name? Radhanath Swami, right? Radhanath Swami also came to Crete, as far as I remember reading in his book. So it seems to be an attractor for people who are on a spiritual quest, and those sadhus, who are on the sadhana, they feel attracted to that place that works for them. So you will find many caves of holy people being in their asceticism, doing their practice, deriving from really all the traditions that we know: Christianity, mysticism, Sufism, and today even yoga. So the yogis feel connected with that place because the place really works. I remember when I traveled to Crete the first time as really a spiritual seeker, things changed, and I met all those people who are also on the quest. The place then that I found to work the best for the practice was a place that I more or less grew up, but that place is special because that's the whole of the Mediterranean. And imagine 20 years ago there was one place really with one yoga retreat in the whole of the Mediterranean, and that was in Crete. It was started by Derek Ireland, an Ashtanga yoga practitioner of the early days, and then next to his place another yoga retreat popped up, and next to this place another yoga retreat popped up. So it seems that this area really is supporting our kind of practice. And then you have this big island, you have the whole of the Mediterranean, and then you have this super special nature, and in this nature, there are those retreats, and they just work for decades now. They had been home for so many retreats, and so many people who came through traveling had that feeling that this place really is supportive for the practice. So I came up with the plan that let's provide this place, or that let's make this place accessible for more practitioners. And so I'm very happy that along with Jivamukti Yoga, we can join and we can come together in a place that is really in which practice becomes easy. But also a place, when I say practice becomes easy, it's not the place in which we are not challenged. It's a place that is very strong in its natural message, and it's very strong in the way that it stirs things up that usually are not stirred up when we are too distracted and normative lifestyle, predominantly living in a city, maybe with our relationships that we're used to, with the challenges and the ups and downs that we are used to. Sometimes that is just dominance, so we don't even come to the place internally to start asking questions. So back to that image that the external world can support our internal quest, or the external world can actually take us away from that concentration on that quest. Thus, the results are different. And as it states in the Hatha Yoga Pradipika, and actually in any scripture, in any text on yoga, it supposes and it suggests that we should choose the right environment. We should distinctly choose that. And then that environment assists in our journey on our path. So I'm very happy that we can do this, and I invite you to come, because of course words are never sufficient to describe what I feel about this place, and I'm really enthusiastic and completely convinced that you will feel it in the same way, that you will understand what I try to say without being able to say it, because it all comes down eventually, like all yoga practice, it comes down to the experience. So I'm happy to meet you there on the path in our mutual experience.